Warhammer animation is one of the most riskiest things you can do on YouTube. This is due to GW, a company that have its lore creatively stolen from other properties, doesn't like people using their IP to create animations, making many like the creators of TTS to end their series or the rest of their channel getting strike. Other times they pull a Disney and just buy them out, with the quality of animation taking a huge impact. So in the case of Flash Kids, instead of taking a risk or selling themselves, decided to pull a GW and create and make their own Warhammer called Space Kings. One of the most entertaining pieces of media with the quality animation matching, if not surpassing, most modern animated shows. What makes this animation so entertaining is how much they take advantage of the lore of 40k and just have fun with it. One such example is we hear stories how they kidnap the kids, like some creep. Here they just blast away through the planet and their houses, rounding up the boys like cattle. Another is Gene Seed, where here they take it quite literally, being
it's beef testicle.
Instead of doing the boring way of slowly inserting the organs and training them, nah, they just insert it straight inside, watch a clip, and put on a tin can suit and be sent out straight to the front lines. I can't help but think that some people that don't know 40k watch this and believe this is what it's like, and trust me, it's not nearly as entertaining compared to modern lore. What about this story? Well, it's simple, but don't let that discourage it, because here we're having some fun, not watching this elaborate, grandiose plot or talking about our feelings. No, sir, we're here to watch them crumple on some Xenos, and my god, is it fun. Now, getting back on track, the story is simple. Essentially, the captain led his whole legion on a poor town-quelling world to find a relic, while bashing on the poor Xeno scum. Here we get our character introduced, the captain being your classic stubborn space marine. Killmonger is a character where it might appear this mindless, angry savage, but it's weirdly intelligent, acting the group's straight man. Bryce is the inventor, and wants his devices to be appreciated and used. And lastly, poor Chestnut, where usually apothecary is a respectable thing, here this poor guy has to do this grueling task of removing their testicles while wearing around his chest. The captain just made a small mistake, where his stubbornness to refuse to have his comms open, which didn't allow High Command to inform him that hey, you're on the wrong planet. And there's this nice detail to show how tight the script is, where we see how the Space Kings are made, and during this process, the fresh batch are ordered to deliver the message to the captain, doing a nice transition to the main story. However, it was a smooth sailing for the poor rookies, where they get blasted out of the sky, and the only survivor managed to make it, crawling only for him to be kinda ignored. Eventually, the captain did open the comms, not because the rookie, but the captain wanted to virus bomb the planet, with him accidentally turning it on, and also bombing the planet. So they all get in trouble and are forced to essentially do a penance crusade to go to the place where they're originally meant to go and retrieve the relic without the help of their legion. Here we get to a situation that isn't fully explained, where Space King himself speaks to each and every one of his sons, saying things they want to hear except for Chestnut.
You worthless piece of shit.
Also, I'm not sure if this is me, but for some reason I find swearing coming out naturally compared to most adult shows, where they constantly curse like a 7th grader learning his first few sailor words. Here it comes out naturally and effective in certain situations, adding to the humor. Going back on track, this isn't fully explored. Coming down to my own theory that Space King is most likely in a Big E situation where he's locked in some type of throne and is able to speak to his sons by some type of psychic connection. They go find the relic when no time is wasted and are just there at the location. However, they get stopped by, I don't know how else to put it, but a giant Tyranid Xeno with pairs of weather balloons stops them. And my god, do they take advantage of this, because they have her shoot lasers out of her. Yeah. They're in a pretty difficult situation. Bryce suggests to negotiate with the Xeno, with the Captain 2 brain cells just burst from the thought of that and decide to come out with a plan to have her arms removed from the relic. Since they can't kill her because the statue contains a fragment of Space King's soul, and since she's using that power, which puts them in a heretical situation where killing her will also mean they're killing part of Space King. Despite trying to brute force their way, only for them to quickly fail, with 2 members being killed. So here the captain has a rare moment even for other Space Marines captain and decides to actually negotiate with the Xeno. Here they kind of pull a one-punchman where he goes on and on about her race, and the captain just tells her cut the crap and sum it up with 2 sentences. So she wants the gene seed to be able to produce food for her children and be able to travel to her people's dimension. The captain shows girl by allowing Chestnut to either give the gene seed to her or not, but he concedes. Now, it might seem like nice character development, but not really. He does something that makes Captain Artemis proud by chunking a grenade inside the hole where she's feeding her babies. It seems that everything is resolved and there might be hope, however this is supposed to be a grim dark setting, where things might be progressing, there might be hope, however it doesn't, and instead it gets worse than it originally was. She comes out of the hole, resulting in Chestnut managed to kill her, however there was collateral damage, where her body landed on the statue, having it crash on the captain, killing him and destroying his trash chute in the process. And that pretty much ends Space Skin, with Chestnut just cleaning up the mess. Like I said, this story doesn't take itself too seriously and focuses on being a fun, entertaining show, which is much needed. Sure, it's nice to have shows to go deep with their themes, flexing their writing skills, but you want to watch something fun that doesn't remind you how depressing things are, like reading a meme only to make you feel sad instead of laugh. That what makes them so successful is that they understand their audience, because if you've seen their works before like Racist Mario or Black Templars vs Furries, you know what type of jokes they're willing to do, that many people might not like to watch, which not everyone has the same type of humor. This is why it's successful, is because they know who their audience is and are able to write and provide humor they're willing to enjoy without forcing themselves to hold back just because a few eggs might get scrambled. With the added benefit being an independent producer, not having a studio breathing down their necks, which allows them to write more creatively. Even though there's quite a lot of humor and they don't take themselves too seriously, they're capable of writing touching scenes, like the captain in his own words apologizing to Bryce as he lays there dying. This scene right here where he gives back the device is pretty heartwarming, despite being the same scene where the Tyranid Queen uses her titty lasers. Despite being clearly inspired by Warhammer, it doesn't feel like a poor man version. Sure, they're clearly taking ideas, how they're able to change things enough to be their own thing, like the design of Space Skins taking advantage of the grinning old Tactical Marines helmets, but making the whole face being the grill and is able to open and close. It is just a creative design that makes it feel its own thing. And the stuff that I talked about before, the process of how Space Skins are made, is hilarious but also nice world building, how we're able to understand this is how they make their own Space Marines in this universe. Just that scene alone has so much layers of writing that shows you how well written this show is. There's so much left to explore, like Hive Fleet and Space Skin himself, that I'm excited to see where they're going to take this series. And for that, thank you Flash Gets for providing an amazing series, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day, and bye.